The challenges associated with safeguards are not unique to safeguards. They are instead associated with the elements that we are expected to deliver as REDD countries. Those 4 elements is the elaboration of the National REDD Strategy or Action Plan, the clarification of the forest reference scenario, the establishment of a national forest monitoring system, and then the elaboration of the safeguards, including a system for information on safeguards.
On marche en tâtonnant. On marche par essai et erreur et on accepte qu'on peut commettre des erreurs, mais il faut continuer à marcher.
The way REDD Plus could be implemented could have significant social and environmental risks, but they could also have significant benefits. And the safeguards are there as a policy mechanism to try and minimize the risks, but maximize and enhance the benefits.
La première question, c'était d'abord savoir comment ça se passe dans d'autres pays. Et j'ai fait une mission à Kinshasa. Et par rapport à ça, cette expérience m'a amené, moi, à transporter ça au niveau du Congo-Brazzaville.
Seriously, I don't think we understand consultation. It's been a difficult process because we don't really know the thinking around the SIS. We have the Cancun safeguards in mind. We're also learning about other standards, but then where do we really start from? What are the deliverables?
Il faut d'abord, pour pouvoir réellement intégrer les garanties dans les politiques, il faut faire une analyse des risques et bénéfices liés à ces politiques. À travers le CESA, qui est l'évaluation environnementale, sociale, stratégique, nous pouvons connaître les risques et les bénéfices. Et partant de là, nous allons, avec les parties prenantes, initier les réflexions sur les garanties.
So in the last 2 years, we've been developing the strategy. There are other policies, laws, and regulations which will anchor the safeguards. So we've been trying to see what are those.
Every country has its own specific context, and this is why what is required of them under what's been negotiated under the Climate Change Convention only gives a bare outline of what they need to do. And so they have to fill in the blanks, and every country has to find its own way, its country approach.
Notre pays est confronté à une urgence de mettre en place un système de suivi, évaluation harmonisé qui inclut en même temps les sauvegardes, la stratégie, les plaintes, le recours et tout un arsenal d'éléments interliés.
The common person in Uganda has more ownership to land and the resources associated with land, especially the forest resources on that piece of land, compared with other countries where government seems to own more. So it will be government requesting the ordinary Ugandan to be able to accept the change of behavior.
We can't just pick out what is in the legalistic elements of safeguards. We need also to incorporate the traditional. So it is a work in progress. And that is why we think we as civil society, our strength will be in that, try and find out what are the traditional community safeguards on forestry, for instance.
Qu'est-ce qu'on attend par sauvegarde? Est-ce qu'on a la même compréhension parmi toutes les parties prenantes? Chaque partie voulait s'approprier ou bien s'accaparer de ces sauvegardes.
When we start engaging with communities, we're going to have to do it in a way that the information is available to them in an understandable way, that we're approachable, and also that at the same time as we're educating the local populations on REDD Plus and safeguards, that we're not creating expectations that are beyond the reach of REDD Plus.
It's a very complex issue. So even when we assume that, in our strategy that we've explained what the concept of safeguards, REDD safeguards are, of course they've explained it in a technical format. It does not mean that our people really understand what this is.
A number of countries outside this region have already made significant progress, particularly in Latin America. In terms of the specific content of those experiences, they're radically different. But what we are learning from these different countries is that there are common steps.
There are advantages of being the leading country, but at the same time there are some disadvantages because we missed other experiences. We should have had more planification on the communication process, meaning what to say, when to say it, and to whom. Another important finding in our country is to have the establishment of the proper governance structures, meaning what's the role for each sector. The key is keep it simple. You don't need to invent something new or something very complex.
Réfléchir État, la grandeur du pays, et réfléchir les provinces, c'est fait deux niveaux d'analyse de travail qui doivent être harmonisés. C'est pour cela que la RDC a fait l'option d'aller vers des indicateurs cadres au niveau du système de sauvegarde et en même temps de développer au niveau des programmes provinciaux des indicateurs projets ou programmes.
On a mis en place les PCI, mais on n'a pas encore fait les tests. Est-ce qu'on n'aura pas les problèmes pendant les tests? C'est un défi. Mais comme on n'a pas encore un projet REDD au Congo, mais il y a quand même des projets parallèles qui se mènent. On se dit, cette année-ci, on a l'obligation de faire ce test pour regarder si réellement nos PCI vont répondre ou pas par rapport à la réalité du terrain.
We have some other systems in country that are reporting on various issues. So it tells you that you need to broaden your scope, but then you should also be careful because you might broaden it too much and then include things that are not really necessary. So we need to keep to what we are supposed to report on at the UNFCCC level, and then also what is needed for us as a country.
Pour la Côte d'Ivoire, le défi, c'est de pouvoir réellement concilier les politiques sectorielles pour vraiment les engager à prendre en compte ces garanties.
From what I learned, it's quite a stepwise approach, and you have to be simple about it. You don't have to complicate issues, but as much as possible, try to use existing country systems. I'm going back with ideas on what the objectives of the SIS should be. What should it deliver?
We are all aiming for the same goal. So these South-South experiences will be a big asset for every country.
And gives us an incredible opportunity to learn from other countries who are farther along in the process than we are.
Les échanges d'expériences entre pays sont vraiment importantes parce que durant ces 3 jours, j'ai vraiment appris beaucoup de choses.
It gives you that feeling of what we have been doing actually is also similar to what other people are also thinking about. We are not completely out of place in what we are thinking.